We are continuing the sefer called Mari Lekishut and Neshama, a mirror to beautify one's soul. We call it a mirror to your soul. And we compare, the writer of Ashkenazi compares the 12 good traits of human being to the 12 tribes, the 12 Shvatim. We already spoke about Reuven that had the good midah, the good trait of Anova. He was humble because he admitted his mistakes. Shimon is the one who loves peace, or worked on the fact that he is not peace-loving and he became a peace-loving person. And now we're up to the third Shevet called Levy. Levy, we know, was the prime Shevet. Levy was the one who never sinned except for by Korach, right? They always learned Torah. Levy, well, we can allege a lot of good characteristics to Levy. Says Rav Ashkenazi, Levy midas emes. Levy, his trait is truth, emes. And he compares it to, he connects it to the previous midah, hasholom nimshach min emes. Peace comes from truth. When you really seek the truth, then you'll be a peace-loving person. When you know you're doing the right thing, you're not a liar, you know you're doing the right thing, you'll be with internal peace within yourself. Also, we know from Pirkei Avos, one of the three pillars of the world is emes. So the world stands on that. If everybody would lie, if everybody would be not emesdik, there would be no, the world wouldn't be able to function. If people would not seek the truth, which is what? Which is Torah, then the world wouldn't exist without Torah. A person has to always speak the truth. If you promise something, you have to fulfill your promise. And all your dealings, your business should always be be'emunah. Not always easy, but this is our business. Excuse upon. Where do we say that a person will be tested, will be asked, nosato v'nosato be'emunah? Right? That is the first question, a person will be asking in Olam Haba. We'll all stand up to that test at some point in our lives, the next life. And Hashem will ask us, were you nosem be'emunah? Did you have your dealings, your business dealings with emunah, with trust? With, doesn't say, by the way, emes, says emunah. You know emunah? Because if you have emunah, if you have belief in Hashem, if you believe in Hashem, then you're not going to lie. Those who lie, it's because they don't believe in Hashem really. They say they believe in Hashem, but they don't really believe in Him. Otherwise, we wouldn't have to lie. By the way, the breastplate I heard once, a very nice shiur, he said, "Emunah" means, did you have masa umata, and did you have dealings about emunah? Did you talk about emunah? Masa umata is like, you know, the way when you talk, when you deal with. Were you concerned about the issues of emunah? When you talk to your friends, you talk about emunah, ashkafa, or did you talk about the football? Okay, footballs. No problem. Okay. Se ulmad mi Levi. Now, what's the connection to Levi? She'omad b'diburoi. Levi omad b'diburoi. Levi actually stood by his word. V'lo ito b'egel. He did not make the mistake in the egel. Now, one could argue and say, what's the connection? He didn't do over the Zohar. Why is that emes? The truth is, the answer is quite simple. Because Levi, amongst all of Klal Yisrael, promised the Kadosh Baruch Hu, you are our God, nice of an Ishma. They promised that Hashem will be the only one. It was like marriage. They promised Hashem in Har Sinai, we're the one, you are the one, and we are your nation. Yeah, and we say, you know, Anoich Hashem, and we accepted with. Before they said nice of an Ishma, and then they lied. When somebody betrays, when somebody cheats on his friend or betrays, that's a lie. Levi is the only truthful one that never lied. And by the way, it makes sense because Levi were the ones immersed in Torah. And Torah is emes. By the way, Yaakov Avinu, his midah, he has two midos. He has more than one. Torah. Yaakov is the pillar of Torah and emes. Why? Because Torah is emes. Torah is the only emes in the world. The only real standard we have in the world, the only real reality we have in the world is Torah. We'll see later on there's another Shevet connected to Torah, but here Levi is one of the emes that emanates from Torah. Al-Ken, Nivcha li'ovedes Hashem be'Urim Tumim. That's why Levi was the one that was chosen to be Eved Hashem with Urim Tumim, with the Choshen. And the Choshen we have, the Urim Tumim, those the good stones, the gems that always showed Bnei Israel what to do at times of war, times of question. What are we going to do? Levi was the one to be consulted with because he knew the truth. If you have the truth within you, people will come to you for consultation. People will want to hear your advice because they know you're an emistic person. You don't have your own self-interest. You don't have your own, sly motive. Somebody who's a liar, would you ask him for his advice? Of course not. He has his own self, hiding like a snake, self-interest. You're not going to ask him. Levi is the one who got the Urim Tumim. I want to add something interesting. Aaron a Kohen, it says something else in Rashi. Rashi says in Parshas Bereshis, because Aaron was the one who was happy to see Moshe Rabbeinu, his brother, successful. That's why Aaron got the Urim Tumim. Why? Because it says Veroach of the Somach Beliboy. He'll be happy in his heart. So too, he'll have the Urim Tumim in his heart. The question is, what's the real connection? It sounds like a nice idea. Aaron was happy in his heart, so he's going to get the Urim Tumim on the heart. Now, this is Rashi. This is not Dr. Seuss. What's the real deep meaning over here? I think the idea is as follows. By Aaron saw his little brother who was away from Mitzrayim, who was whatever, would stutter, and Aaron would be the chosen one originally, as Rashi says, and Aaron gave up because Aaron did not have self-interest. Wow. Aaron was clean from the Giois. Aaron was the one who had the clear decision. A person is marred and blinded and cannot make the right decision because he has his own self-interest. The one that can really give advice by Urim and Tumim, even though it's heavenly advice, even if it's not coming from him, the one that has his heart. What's the heart? The heart is where the Yetzer Hara is. The heart is where the emotions are. The Aaron Cohen was clean of bad emotions, and therefore his mind was clear of all kinds of things that confuse him and fuzz him and his personal interests. That's why he was doiche to have the Urim Tumim, which are light and clarity and are not marred by all kinds of self-interest and self-ideas and tilted the wrong way. That, Laniu Daiti, is the depth over here. May we have a good day. And tomorrow, next week, we'll start with Yehuda Mirza Hashem. Thank you very much. Have a good day. May we continue in Elul more and more. Thank you.
I'm surprised that they didn't write in that the Levy, but the